Peace and love, Islam. I am Grand Noble Kedar-Al-Khabeer Bey, Amexem-Moor-Empire Minister for the Interior. Just going over some line items for our upcoming budget negotiations. Beside me is distinguished Noble Yson. He's in charge of Imperial-Weather-Observation-Agency. And you can't see the other folks in the room. We have distinguished Noble Umishina, and of course the Constitutional-Monarch is here with us. But Monarch, I have questions for you. Actually, distinguished Noble Umishina, do you think 2 units for admissions, identification units, the ID card machines, do you think that's going to be sufficient?
Yes, it seemed to be enough for last year. Yes, I believe it would be sufficient. Mm-hmm.
And last year we had 33 ounces of gold for your department, and this year it's being moved up to 45 ounces, and that's mainly because of the flyer distribution, the flyer pack distribution. You think that'll be enough to cover?
Yes, we printed quite a few. We printed quite a few info packs, and we had to mail some, you know. So that would cover.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. I have to check on the software that we're going to be using for the computer that's going to be gathering your information. I saw here in the line items earlier.
Davis unit. I think it's a Davis unit.
Yes.
I forgot how many I asked for. We anticipate expansion into an additional city or 2, maybe 3.
Yes,
so I asked for enough to cover any expansions.
Yes, sir.
We'll see what your colleagues and you come up with, but that's what I pretty much asked for.
All right, beautiful. But I can say I'm happy with what I'm looking at so far, and especially in ESA.
Because of the enhancement of particular operations, I'm not going to go into it this time. I felt it was necessary for us to expand particular things regarding ESA, specifically because of all the flooding issues that's happening, and for fire prevention, a few other things, and also in case there's grease fires, we have to be able to address those matters. So in order for your ESA operation to appropriately handle those matters sufficiently,
Yes, sir.
I felt it was necessary to give you a significant increase in particular things regarding that operations there.
Do we have any information on the hazmat detection, as far as what company we're going to be going with?
Actually, I don't have that data here. I took it with me because, as you know, we just met with some particular parties in Port Hampton City,
Right.
and some of that data is actually up there. As a matter of fact, that was a system that had the twin nozzle water projection, or actually it's foam or some type of substance projection for anti-grease fires. There's 2 particular entities that we're going to do business with on that, and that listing is inside of that particular document that was dispatched north. So I don't have it in front of me, but I can get it to you within a few hours because it's on the it's an email form, so we can get that to you quickly.
And that's for the fire suppression.
That's correct.
Fire suppression. All right, beautiful. All right, so basically what I see here is that we stepped up from 41. About approximately 41 ounces of gold from last year's negotiation to we had 4,200 ounces, I should say. A lot of line items been put in.
I did ask for several additional things in line items, and there were certain things that may be presented in the first round of budget negotiations. When I did make the presentation, as I know you were aware, there were several amendments that were made by at least 2 of your colleagues, and I think that did you ask for anything? I don't recall anymore.
From last year's.
When I made the presentation, the Minister for Health and Fire Therapy actually had several amendments to what I presented, and the Minister for Land Management did not. The Minister for the Customs did not, but somebody else did. The Minister for the Law and Justice did not. Trade, Travel, and Transport did not. General Operations did not. I don't recall what the Grand Ambassador did. Right. What did you do?
I don't believe I had any changes. I might have some changes this time because I see that I remember the last time we met, when we first received the report, the Minister for the Health and Fire Therapy, he also has some changes again. So I'm gonna see if I can follow with my colleague, so I can fine tune everything, and keep my folks happy as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know how y'all are gonna negotiate that. I'm looking to stay out of it as long as possible.
Yes, sir.
So don't y'all be trying no funny business trying to drag me into what y'all supposed to be doing. It's I propose it. That's my constitutional duty, but it's your duty, obligation, responsibility to legislate it. Now, some of the things that your colleagues have asked for, maybe it'll bear out, maybe it won't. I don't know what's going to happen when y'all get into the negotiations process, when y'all get into the trenches. I would imagine when we convene in about another 25 days or so or less for that particular budget negotiation scenario, I think the concrete's going to start to harden around folks, and we're going to see where they're at.
Yes.
Now, I know that I've asked for more things for admissions and more things for Imperial-Weather-Observation-Agency and for other departments and things. But you know how this is going to work. You've been through this before. You have the largest department in terms of sub-departments. But the Minister for Health and Fire Therapy usually has the overwhelming majority of the line items. So
yes.
I don't know how the two of you are going to engage because we have a finite amount of funds to work with. And although our exports and certain things are up, they are way down in other things. We normally move far more of our herbal products than we have in the past, I guess, 8 to 9 months now.
Yeah.
But other things have picked up dramatically and taken up the slack. But we'll see where things go. So.
Yes, but I know the minister. I really can't mess with the minister's line items because those herbal remedies come in handy for so much of us.
Well, the two of you have to work together on other things. Anyway, since you got ESA, he's got Health and Dental Maintenance Agencies. So those two sub-departments work very closely. So y'all better work it out. It's the rest of your colleagues. I don't know how you're going to dance with it, but that's an Imperial Council issue. Not my problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like to